right, so we're here with Jessie Vargas. Jessie, you just had another great fun fight. Seems like it's a common thing with you. Talk to us a little bit about the fight.
Well, it was a great fight. First of all, I want to thank you. Lukcy Boy, I want to thank you. You guys are always there to support me before and after the fight, and the fight was a great fight. I'm happy more than anything because the fans enjoyed this fight, and they talked about it even after a couple of days after the fight. I'm just grateful and thankful that everything came out to my on my way, because we come out with the victory, right? In a great fight, but
yeah. We've seen you fight here in Vegas a lot of the times. The broadcasters, they keep mentioning your boxing, but you always seem to get in these exciting fights. Is it just you wanting to make them exciting, or is it just you just like to fight that way? More of the...
I like to fight that way. That's just the reality of it. But, we also have a game plan, and we try to follow it as much as I can. But every now and then, I also fall into the trap of wanting to get in there and fight and bang, which at times, in every fight, there's always moments in the fight where we start banging. And, it's a part of the game. I enjoy it, and the fans enjoy it too.
Having had time now to sit back and maybe watch the fight, how did you grade yourself? What type of things do you think you still need to work on after watching the fight?
Well, there's always room for improvement. We just have to go back in the gym, look at what we could have done better or what mistakes were made. Because the ultimate goal is to be fighting for a world title, and for that we have to be ready to the best of our ability, and that is no mistake with no mistakes. So, we're just gonna go back in the gym and get better, and next time I have a moment like the 5th round, I'll make sure to capitalize and to finish the fight there.
Yeah. A couple of years back, you were fighting on pay-per-views, and you kind of started fighting a little bit local. You were back on HBO. What do you feel like should be the next step in your career after that fight?
Well, I was very thankful to be back on HBO, and it was a great opportunity, and I'm happy that we rise to the occasion. And I'm just looking forward to another big opportunity, hopefully a world title on HBO. So that's what I'm hoping for. But we have to wait for my manager, Cameron Duncan. So we're gonna have to sit down and see what's next.
Any ideas yet as far as a date or possible opponents?
No ideas yet. But like I said, hopefully a world title soon.
Okay, we're here for the Alvarado Rios fight. I know my friend Ryan here is gonna ask you some questions about it. But before we get to that, Timothy Bradley had that amazing fight on that same card, this type of style. Did you have a chance to watch it there, and what did you think of that fight?
I didn't watch it there because I was in the locker room, but I did watch it after, and it was a great fight. It really was. I don't think no one expected it to be that good. It was just an all-out war, and the fans enjoyed it, which that's the most important thing. They had a great night of boxing this past Saturday night.
And you've seen the first Rios-Alvarado fight. We got the second one coming up. As a fighter, when you see a fight like that, does it make you think of when you're going to be in the ring, man, maybe you're not exactly the same style, but you want to do kind of some of the stuff they're doing, or cheer the crowd on like them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that all of us boxing fans, because ultimately that's what we are. We just enjoy the fights, and it hypes us up, and it wants us to get in the ring and also put on a great performance just as they do. And you just all you can do is admire their work, and how they're entertaining the fans. That's all that goes through our minds, my mind.
You're undefeated. Alvarado was undefeated. From a fighter's perspective, you haven't had to, feel like what it's going to come back from that loss. But can you even imagine, you've been stopped by this guy. Now you got to get right back in there and make some adjustments because you don't want it to happen again, obviously.
Yeah, well, I don't like putting myself in that position, but talking about Alvarado, I'm sure he's going to come back stronger, and I'm sure he doesn't want to lose again. I'm sure he wants to prove a point and get back at Brandon. It's just like any of us. When we play a game, we want to get back at whoever beat us. I'm sure it's the same way with Alvarado, and he's gonna come in hungry, and it's gonna be a great fight. But we have to sit back and think, well, was he able to recover from the first fight, because it was a tough fight, and he was stopped in the 9th round. But it's gonna be a great fight, and hopefully he did recover. That way he has a bigger chance.
Alvarado, he mentioned in this fight that he's going to try to box more. It seemed like in the first fight he was trying to use a jab and a little bit of movement. Rios didn't let him do it. Do you think he'll be able to box in this fight, or how do you see it playing out?
He's not a boxer. That's just the reality of it. Alvarado is not a boxer. He's a puncher, and once he gets in there, he might take a couple steps back, move around. But ultimately, he's going to sit back down in the middle and trade. That's what's going to happen. So I think the only chance he does have is to trade in the beginning and see if he could hurt Rios. But it's very hard because Rios took he took the best shots that Alvarado gave him the last fight, and he didn't move it.
We saw you at the media day yesterday for Brandon Rios and for Michael Alvarado. And Brandon, I heard him mention to you like, hey, you should come down to Oxnard and spar with us sometime. Is that something that would interest you down the road?
He invited me down there. He invited me down there to train and hang out with them. But I'm out of Vegas. I love Vegas, man. But I might. You never know. I might go down there and just hang out. But I train in Vegas and I like Vegas. I really do.
Do you have a prediction for this fight? Can you pick a winner?
I can't. I'm cool with Brandon. Alvarado's a nice guy, but I think that it's gonna be a great fight. I can't choose. But Brandon, he does have the upper hand because he already stopped him once.
You had your big win over Wally Lukcy Boy Matoso. In closing, what do you want to tell all the fans about that fight, and when are we going to see you back in the ring?
I'm glad you enjoyed the fight, and thank you for all the support. I appreciate it. My fans are always there to support me, and we're gaining more fans, and it's gonna make for even better and bigger events, coming in the future. And I just want to thank you. Thank you all.
Y un mensaje para todos tus fanáticos latinos.
Claro que sí, le quiero agradecer a todos mis fans por todo su apoyo. El apoyo está creciendo y la verdad está bien para nosotros porque para mí y para mis fans, porque vamos a hacer eventos más grandes donde nos podemos divertir todos y yo puedo entrar y darles un espectáculo, una buena pelea, que para eso estamos. Y pues lo único que puedo decir es les agradezco a todos mis fans y ojalá y me apoyen en la próxima pelea, que pues ya saben, aquí estoy para darle buenas peleas.
Gracias.